All right, so we're going to go into something else right now pertaining to what happens after death, and we're going to look at it. Because a lot of people, you know, they teach you that once you die, you go to heaven or hell and all of that. And that's not necessarily true at all, period. You know, it's something that they have created, you know, doctrine that's not from the Bible in itself. But I want to, so we have a lot of time to go through this. I want to look at Adam and Eve. From how they say they were naked. They say, they teach that too, that they were naked. And when you go to Genesis, the 3rd chapter, you know the story how Satan came and said, you're going to have power, you're going to be as gods, you're going to be as Most High, the Mashiach, Yahushua, and all the angels. You're going to have that kind of power. So Eve went for it and she gave it to Adam. Adam fell for it. But she did it subtly. She fooled him. In whatever way she did it. They don't really go into how she did it, but it tells you, we know through the scriptures how it says this in go to 1 Timothy, the 2nd chapter, and it tells you in verse 13, 1 Timothy 2 and 13, it says, for Adam was first formed, then Eve. And Adam was not deceived, but the woman being deceived was in the transgression. Notwithstanding, she shall be saved in childbearing if, that's condition, they continue in faith and charity, which is love, and holiness, with sobriety, being focused and not being a drunkard. Women can't drink a lot. Holiness means you keep righteousness of the Most High, keeping His laws, statutes, commandments. So you look at, go back to Genesis, and you see what excuse Adam gave. The Most High came upon him and confronted him. Genesis 3 and 17. Now, before we go there, go look at Genesis 3. This is after they ate of the tree of knowledge of good and evil. Now, that's why He said, the day that you eat of it, you're going to die. Because what is that? You brought sin in. And the wages of sin is death. Look. And the Most High, verse 9, Genesis 3 and 9, and the Most High called unto Adam and said unto him, where art thou? And he said, I heard thy voice in the garden, and I was afraid, because I was naked, and I hid myself. Which means he was exposed. We'll get into that. And he said, who told thee that thou was naked? Hast thou eaten of the tree whereof I commanded thee that thou shouldest not eat? That's the tree of knowledge of good and evil. And the man said, the woman whom thou gavest to me to be with me, she gave me of the tree and I did eat. And the Most High said unto the woman, what is this that thou hast done? The woman said, the serpent beguiled me, and I did eat. So she blamed it on the serpent when the conversation went like this. Verse 1. Now the serpent was more subtle than any beast of the field which the Most High, our power, had made. And he said unto the woman, yeah, now the Most High said, ye shall not eat of every tree of the garden. And the woman said unto the serpent, we may eat of the fruit of the trees of the garden. So she's giving him what it is that the Most High said. But of the fruit of the tree which is in the midst of the garden, the Most High has said, ye shall not eat of it, neither shall ye touch it, lest ye die. That's the tree of knowledge of good and evil. And the serpent said unto the woman, ye shall not surely die. For the Most High does know that in the day ye eat thereof, then your eyes shall be opened, and ye shall be as gods. See? You're going to be as gods. Powers. Knowing good and evil. See? And when the woman saw that the tree was good for food, and that it was pleasant to the eyes, and a tree to be desired to make one wise, that she could be a god, she could be like gods, not one, but many gods. She took of the fruit thereof and did eat, and gave also unto her husband with her, and he did eat. See? And the eyes of them both were opened, and they knew that they were naked, exposed. And they sewed fig leaves together and made themselves aprons. See? They heard the voice of the Most High power walking in the garden in the cool of the day. Adam and his wife hid themselves from the presence of the Most High among the trees of the garden. See? We already went through what Adam said and what Eve said. She blamed the serpent, but the serpent just gave her an opportunity. That's your lust, your desires. Say, hey, you're gonna be as gods. All you gotta do is just go on and eat of the tree of knowledge of good and evil. What is that? That's sin. He said, don't do it. She did it. And then Adam did it. And the punishment came down. Verse 16. Unto the woman, he said, I will greatly multiply thy sorrow and thy conception. In sorrow thou shalt bring forth children. And thy desire shall be to thy husband, and he shall rule over thee. So that's the commandment, the law from the beginning, that the man was going to rule over the woman. See, that's that woman trying to have that power, usurping the power over the man. That's why he switched that up. No, you ain't got no power. He just took all the powers of her being like a god's, like many gods, away from her right there. He said, your desire will be to your man, and he shall rule over you. This is what he told Adam, verse 17. And unto Adam he said, because thou hast hearkened, meaning listen, to the voice of thy wife, and have eaten of the tree of which I commanded thee, saying, thou shalt not eat of it, cursed is the ground for thy sake, and sorrow shalt thou eat of it all the days of thy life. See? So you're going to die. So therefore, if we didn't eat of the tree of good and evil, we would live forever. He made us be immortal, but we want to be mortal. From that point on, everything that we see other nations doing, we want to do the same thing. When the Most High said, if we keep his commandments, he's going to set us above all nations. Adamites knew the commandments of the Most High. They knew the law. But no. They want to follow something contrary to what they should have been doing. You see? So, here we are today. We dying because of this action that happened. behind Adam and Eve doing what they did. But all the kingdom is coming, and that kingdom is going to be for everlasting life. They will live forever and ever and ever. Beautiful kingdom. So, when you look at how people thinking that Adam and Eve was running around with no clothes. Now, do you think in your wildest dreams that Most High made Adam to be in his image and the Most High run around butt naked? Angels running around butt naked. I know they have pictures of Edomite angels that's butt naked and little babies that's butt naked, but that's their angels. Got nothing to do with the Most High in this Bible. You show that, you're going to see that. But as for Adam, look at Luke 3. They get a lineage of going down the genealogy of the Mashiach Yahushua. Look at verse 38. Luke 3:38 says, which was the son of Enos, which was the son of Seth, which was the son of Adam, which was the son of the Most High. You see? Adam was the son of the Most High. Because he believed Shema Mashiach Yahushua to the glory of the Most High Yahweh. He believed in it. You see? That's why he had the laws. Now, if the Most High, when you look at Genesis 1:26. Genesis 1:26. The Most High said, let us make man in our image. That's, the image means what? The likeness, the resemblance, the same as. And the Most High said, let us make man in our image, plural. Most High Wa Mashiach Yahushua, after our likeness. And let them have dominion over the fish of the sea, and over the fowl of the air, and over the cattle, and over all the earth, and over every creeping thing that creepeth upon the earth. So the Most High created man in his own image. In the image of the Most High created he him. Male and female created he them. You see? The Most High blessed them, and the Most High said unto them, be fruitful and multiply, have a lot of children, and replenish the earth, and subdue it, and have dominion over the fish of the sea, over the fowl of the air, over every living thing that moves upon the earth. See? So, as we see, the Most High created man in his own image, his likeness, his resemblance, his appearance, and so forth. So, when you look at Adam and Eve was naked, let's go to Daniel 7 and 9. Daniel 7 and 9. So the Most High running around naked. So this is a vision that the Most High allowed Daniel to have. Because remember, no man has ever seen the Most High. Let's get that straight. So this is what they call theophany, where you're seeing something that's materialized. It's not actually really there in material form. Daniel 7 and 9. And I beheld till the thrones were cast down. That's all powers and authority cast down on the earth. And the Ancient of Days did sit, who was the Most High. Let's prove. You want to prove that Ancient of Days? Go to, I believe it's Job 36:26. Yeah, Job 36:26. Ancient of Days. Job 36:26. Come. Behold, the Most High is great, and we know him not. Neither can the number of his years be searched out. See? So he's Ancient of Days. His years cannot be searched out. So going back to Daniel 7 and 9. So I beheld till the thrones were cast down. All powers and the rulership and authority going to be cast down. And the Ancient of Days, who was the Most High, did sit, whose garment was white as snow. So he had a garment on. He ain't naked. You say he's going to make man his own image, own likeness. He's not naked. He had a garment on which was white as snow. And the hair of his head like the pure wool. So we got pure nappy hair. Pure wool. His throne was like the fiery flame, and his wheels as burning fire. I'm just here to show you that he had a garment on that Daniel seen in a vision. You see? Look at verse 1, so you understand. In the first year of Belshazzar, king of Babylon, Daniel had a dream and visions of his head upon his bed. See? So go to Job 33 and 14. So you see that he had a vision and dreams and vision as he was in his bed. So let's look at Job 33:14. For the Most High speaketh once, yea twice, yet man perceiveth it not. In a dream, in a vision of the night. Remember, Daniel had a dream and a vision. He was in his bed. In a dream and a vision of the night, when deep sleep falleth upon men, and slumberings upon the bed, then he openeth the ears of men, and sealeth their instruction, that they may withdraw man from his purpose, that he may withdraw man from his purpose, and hide pride from man. See? So that's how the Most High speaks to the majority of the men in this book. So the Most High had a garment. You know, garment is clothing is used for protection, for protect you from the elements, the sun, all the madness that you're dealing with out there. Plus, you don't have any clothes on, then you're exposed to your nakedness. You see, you're exposed to your nakedness. That's what it was. He was caught up in his sin. Job 21. Job 21 and 33. The cries of the valley shall be sweet with him unto him, and every man shall draw after him, as there are innumerable before him. Let me see this. Like I'm on 21. So like I mean 31. That's what I call it. 31 and 33. So like it says, if I covered my transgressions as Adam by hiding mine iniquity in my bosom. See? As I covered my transgression, that's the sin, as Adam, by hiding my iniquity or my sins in my bosom. See? Adam was trying to hide his sin. He was exposed for him sinning. We as Israelites, we the same way. Go to Isaiah 20. Isaiah 20 and 1. Isaiah 30 and 1. Isaiah 30 and 1. Isaiah 30 and 1. Woe be destruction to the rebellious children, said the Most High, that take counsel, but not of me. Yeah, they listen to everything else besides the word of the Most High, and that cover with the covering, but not of my spirit, that they may add sin to sin. It's right there. See? So they cover themselves up, but not with the knowledge, wisdom, understanding of the Most High through these words that we have in this Bible, through His law, and through the faith of the Mashiach Yahushua that come in the volume of the book, the word of the Most High. No, they find some other way, trying to go some other way, besides this way. So what do you say? Woe, destruction to the rebellious children, said the Most High, that take counsel, but not of me. They ain't going to the counsel of the Most High according to this Bible, what He has said. But everything else, everything else going on, Illuminati and this going on, that's going on, looking at all this, that. But when they say, what do the Most High feel about this, that, and the third? You don't know nothing about that, because they ain't taking counsel of Him. But not of me, He said, and that cover with a covering, but not of my spirit. They ain't covered with His spirit. The Most High told them what He said: don't eat of the tree of knowledge and good and evil. So they went against the spirit of the Most High. He said, you can eat of the tree of life and live forever, but not of my spirit, that they may add sin to sin. See? And that's what we've been doing. Once Adam knew he was sinning, he tried to cover the sin. Adding sin upon sin. You see, that's not right in the eyes of the Most High, because He gave us orders. Like it's always been that way. He give us orders, directions, and then we want to go some other way. Like I said, we all have transgressed the Most High's laws, as it is written. Therefore, we're in the curses that we're involved in right now because of that. Because of transgressing the Most High's law. He said He was going to do it. So He did it. And He's still doing it. Israel don't accept it. They think, oh, this is just a coincidence. Ain't no coincidence with the Most High. Everything with the Most High is real. Israel, we Israel, the Most High is real. He real about what He said He's going to do too. Look at St. John 12 and 39 and 40. St. John 12. Therefore they could not believe, because that Isaiah said again, He hath blinded their eyes and hardened their heart, that they should not see with their eyes, nor understand with their heart, and be converted, and I should heal them. See? These things said Isaiah when he saw His glory, Mashiach Yahushua, and spake of Him. See? Go to Romans the 10th chapter. Paul expounded on it. Romans 10. Verse 16. But they have not all obeyed the gospel. Romans 10:16. But they have not all obeyed the gospel. For Isaiah said, Most High, who have believed our report? See? Look at Romans 11 and verse 7. What then? Romans 11 and 7. Israel have not obtained that which he seeketh for, but the election have obtained it, and the rest were blinded. So you look at the elect going to see this. But some of you still in darkness, ignorance. You're not going to see. Some of our people are blinded. They're in darkness or ignorance. According as it is written, verse 8, Moses have given them the spirit of slumber, eyes that they should not see, and ears that they should not hear unto this day. And David said, let their table be made a snare. Let whatever they bring it to their system. Because the table is used for, a place that you place your food on to eat. So as David said, let their table be made a snare and a trap and a stumbling block and a recompense unto them. Let their eyes be darkened that they may not see, and bow down their back always. See? Niggas have a hard time of being rebellious, as we just read. Adding sin to sin. Because right now you ain't even under the law. You ain't even got to follow the Most High. Oh yeah. So go to Romans 3rd chapter and verse 20. It says, therefore by the deeds of the law there shall no flesh be justified in his sight. For by the law is the knowledge of sin. So by the law is the knowledge of sin. For without the law, people think they ain't sinning. So therefore, you think about people tell you you're not under the law. So they say you're not under the law, so you don't sin. You don't deal with sin. Sin is transgression of the law. 1 John 3 and 4. It's not going nowhere. It's there forever. It's been there. The definition of sin is in the New Testament. So why aren't you taking the people to that? Because you're trying to keep them from knowing the Most High. That's why you're going to be the least in the kingdom of heaven. And Mashiach Yahushua said in Matthew 5:19. He that breaketh one of the least commandments and teacheth men so shall be the least in the kingdom of heaven. But he that do and teach the law is going to be called great in the kingdom of heaven. So which one you going to be? Either going to be great or you're going to be the least. Period. So it says, therefore, by the deeds of the law, there shall no flesh be justified in his sight. For by the law is the knowledge of sin. So the law was given so we would know what's right in the eyes of the Most High. So without the law, you don't have the knowledge of sin. That's why we go over these laws. You got to go over the laws on your own. From Genesis to Deuteronomy. Look, jump up to verse 1. Romans 3 and 1. What advantage then hath the Jew? Or what profit is there of circumcision? Much every way. Hear that? What advantage do we have? Or what profit do we have of being the ones that understand the law and have a faith in the Mashiach Yahushua? Much every way, chiefly because that unto them were committed the oracles of the Most High. For what if some do not believe? Shall their unbelief make the faith of the Most High without effect? What if you don't believe? So your unbelief make the faith of the Most High without effect? The faith that we have in the Most High without effect? The Most High forbid. Yeah. Let the Most High be true, but every man a liar. How? As it is written. That's why you got to go to these precepts. As it is written. That thou mightest be justified in thy sayings. Whatever you say. You're going to be justified in your sayings because where is it coming from? The Bible. The word of the Most High. And might have overcome when thou art judged. You're going to overcome when you judge. Because you're going to go by what? You're going to learn it, live it, and apply it in your life. The word of the Most High. But if our righteousness commend the righteousness of the Most High, what shall we say? Is the Most High unrighteous who taketh vengeance? I speak as a man. Most High forbid. For then how shall the Most High judge the world? How shall the Mashiach Yahushua judge the world? He coming to judge and make war. That's Revelation 19 and 11. Romans 6 again. The 6th verse in the 3rd chapter. Most High forbid. For then how shall The Most High Mashiach Yahushua judged the world. For if the truth of the Most High have more bound through my lie unto this his glory, why yet am I also judged as a sinner? See? And the truth is what? The law, statutes, commandments of the Most High. That's the truth. So we look at Romans 6 and 23. Romans 6:23. For the wages of sin is death, but the gift of the Most High is eternal life through Mashiach Yahushua, our power. See, the wages of sin is death. So that's why he said the day that you eat of the tree of knowledge of good and evil, you're going to die. That's why we have death. And it tells you in what we know and I've read, without a shadow of a doubt, you go to Ecclesiastes 25 in the Apocrypha. It tells you in verse 24, it says, Ecclesiastes 25 and 24 says, of the woman who we just read about, Eve, came the beginning of sin. See? That's how they were naked, exposed. Of the woman came the beginning of sin. And through her, we all died. See? For what she did, we all died. Remember the Most High said, hey, eat of the tree of life. And see, we can't even fathom eating of the tree of life at this time, except for we working to be able to eat of the tree of life if we are worthy to be able to make it to the kingdom. Because look what the Most High did in Genesis 3 and 24. So he drove out the man, and he placed at the east of the Garden of Eden cherubims and a flaming sword which turned every way. Angels with flaming swords. To do what? To keep the way of the tree of life. You see? So ain't nobody immortal. We're mortal. Most High gave us 70. That's only 70 years. The score is 20. 70 years. After that, you're really blessed. So, when you look at this, and going into the Apocrypha, remember Mashiach Yahushua told us he's going to prepare a place for us. Go to 2nd Ezra. Go to 2nd Ezra, the 8th chapter. Everything is ready. It's just a matter of us getting ourselves together. Because he told us, he said, in 2nd Ezra 8 and 52. It said, for unto you is paradise open, the tree of life is planted. See? He put the flaming swords around the Garden of Eden, but he said the tree of life is planted. Time to come is prepared. It's prepared. Plenteousness is made ready. The city is building, New Jerusalem is building, and rest is allowed. Yeah, perfect goodness and wisdom. Perfect goodness and wisdom. So we ain't going to be needing to be sacrificing no animals, and they talking about building a temple for no sins, or for no sinners, for no atonement of sins. So that cancels out of Mashiach Yahushua precious blood. And the sacrificing of animals didn't take away sins, no way. It was all symbolic for Mashiach Yahushua. From the beginning. Listen, the root of evil is sealed up from you. You hear that? The root of, this is paradise. The root of evil is sealed up from you. Weakness and the moth is hid from you. And corruption is fled into hell to be forgotten, to be thrown into the lake of fire. Thrown into hell to be forgotten. Sorrows are past, and in the end is showed the treasure of immortality. And therefore ask thou no more questions concerning the multitude of them that perished. For when they had taken liberty, they despised the Most High, thought scorn of his laws, and forsook his ways. See, all you that say you're not under the law, you're gonna perish. Because why? For when they had taken liberty, you had the liberty. Remember they say you had a choice to do whatever you want to do. You got freedom of religion, right? You had the liberty. They despised the Most High. You despise the Most High. I tell you that all the time. When you're not following his laws, you hate the Most High. You despise the Most High. Those are his rules and regulations. Those are his laws that he made. Thought scorn of his law. See? They despise the Most High. One verse. Let you know how the Most High look at you. Thought scorn of his law and forsook his ways. Moreover, they had trodden down his righteousness and said in their heart that there is no power, yeah, and that knowing they must die. There is no power. You see, and that knowing, because that's what you're saying, but you ain't got to follow the laws of the Most High. You following what these heathens have told you so that you can't call on your power. Therefore, you must die. As I just read it. Wages of sin is what? Death. Sin is a transgression of the Most High's law. Those are his laws. So, it's all in the making of getting ourselves together. Look at Revelation 3:18. Revelations 3:18. I counsel thee to buy of me gold tried in the fire. Revelation 3:18. That thou mayest be rich in white raiment, that thou mayest be clothed, and that the shame of thy nakedness do not appear, and anoint thine eyes with eye salve, that thou mayest see. See? So, the nakedness is sin, being exposed. That's hip talk. You naked, you exposed. See everything. So I counsel thee to buy of me gold tried in the fire, that thou mayest be rich in white raiment, that thou mayest be clothed, and that the shame of thy nakedness do not appear, and anoint thine eyes with eye salve, that thou mayest see. See? The shame of thy nakedness do not appear. You're being exposed for sin. That's what it's talking about. Look at Isaiah 47 and 3. Isaiah 47 and 3. Isaiah 47 and 3. It's dealing with Esau, daughter of Babylon. It said, thy nakedness shall be uncovered. So what are you talking about? The nakedness shall be uncovered. You naked, ain't what you gonna uncover if you naked? If you naked, what can you uncover? Nothing. He said that nakedness shall be uncovered. Talking about you will be exposed for the wickedness that you have done. Yeah, thy shame shall be seen. That's what he's talking about. Your shame shall be seen. Say, I will take vengeance, and I will not meet thee as a man. See, all the shameful things that you have done, your nakedness, your sins, breaking the laws of the Most High, have an operation that a man can become a woman and so forth. Things that are so abominable in the eyes of the Most High you have done. And think that the Most High don't see you. Men with men, women with women, pork the other white meat, you know, You're not supposed to touch a dead pig carcass. The way you have treated this chosen people. Even leaders have said, wow, you have the chosen people of the Most High, and you treat them like dirt, worse than dirt. At least dirt has a significance in everything that you plant. It can grow. You're killing the growth for us through abortion. Instead of abortion clinics and so forth, so we can't grow as a nation. But we more numerous than the stars of the sky and the sand of the sea. So you're not going to get away with the things that are being done. No one. Everybody got to pay. We paid. We got double. And it says that they're going to get double in Revelations. Ezekiel 23 and 28. Ezekiel 23 and 28. But thus said the Most High Power, behold, I will deliver thee into the hand of them whom thou hatest, to the hand of them from whom thy mind is alienated. So he's going to deliver us to the hand of those that we hate. And our minds are alienated. And they shall deal with thee hatefully. Hear that? They're going to deal with us hatefully. And shall take away all thy labor. And shall leave thee naked and bare. And the nakedness of thy whoredoms shall be discovered. See? Both thy lewdness and thy whoredoms. The things that we did. When you look at spiritual fornication and going to this God and that power and this idol and that idol of all the nations. First and foremost, spiritual. To take us away from the Most High. I will do these things unto thee, because it's the reason why thou hast gone a whoring after the heathen, and because thou art polluted with their idols. Remember, tell you in Psalm 96:5, for all the gods of the nations are idols. So we went walking after and praising their idols. Just like the northern tribes did. Most High got rid of them, got rid of them out of his sight. Here we are now, the Southern Kingdom doing the same thing until this day, this very day. And you see the results of it. Most High said he was going to do this. Verse 29, and they shall deal with thee hatefully, and shall take away thy labor. All thy labor shall leave thee naked and bare. Ain't that where we were in slavery? Naked and bare. And the nakedness of thy whoredoms shall be discovered. Both thy lewdness and thy whoredoms. See? We know that he fulfilled that. We ain't got to go that far. Just go over a few chapters over Ezekiel 35 and 5. Let you know how Esau felt about us and feel about us. It says, because thou hast had a perpetual hatred, and hast shed the blood of the children of Israel by the force of the sword in the time of their calamity, in the time that their iniquity had an end. Therefore, as I live, said the Most High Power, I will prepare thee unto blood, and blood shall pursue thee. Since thou hast not hated blood, even blood shall pursue thee. Thus will I make Mount Seir most desolate, and cut off from it him that passes out, and him that returneth. And I will fill his mountains with his slain men, in thy hills, and in thy valleys, and in all thy rivers shall they fall that are slain with the sword. See? I will make thee perpetual desolations, and destroy all your cities, and thy cities shall not return, and ye shall know that I am the Most High. There's the reason why, because thou hast said, these two nations and these two countries shall be mine. These two nations, the northern tribes and the southern tribes, which make up the 12 tribes of Israel, shall be mine. And these two countries, what? Land of Israel and over here in North, Central, and South America shall be mine. And we will possess it. Whereas the Most High was there. He there with his people. Therefore, as I live, said the Most High power, I will even do according to thine anger, and according to thy envy, which thou hast used out of thy hatred against them. And I will make myself known among them when I have judged thee. Thou shalt know that I am the Most High, and that I have heard all thy blasphemies which thou hast spoken against the mountains of Israel, saying, they are laid desolate, they are given us to consume. Thus with your mouth ye have boasted against me, and have multiplied your words against me. I have heard them. See? Scripture tell you how Esau thought the Most High was one like him. Thus said the Most High power. Look, let me get that for you. Isaiah 47, verse 6. So I was wroth with my people. I have polluted mine inheritance and given them into thine hand. Thou didst show them no mercy. Upon the ancient hast thou very heavily laid thy yoke. On the older people, or the Most High's people. And thou said, I shall be a lady forever, so that thou didst not lay these things to thine heart. You ain't lay this to your mind, neither didst you remember the latter end of it. The latter end, the last days are now. Therefore hear now this, thou that art given the pleasures, that dwelleth carelessly, that saith in thine heart, I am, and none else beside me. You can't deny that. Look at all the pictures that you painted in the Bible. They are all Caucasians. I shall not sit as a widow, neither shall I know the loss of children. But these two things shall come to thee in a moment, in one day, the loss of children and widowhood. I mean, the men going to be killed. They shall come upon thee in their perfection for the multitude of thy sorceries and for the great abundance of thine enchantments. Thou hast trusted in thy wickedness. Thou hast said, none seeth me, nobody see me. Thy wisdom and thy knowledge, it hath perverted thee. And thou hast said in thine heart, I am, and none else beside me. Now, you can't deny that. I mean, Mashiach HaMashiach, they hold that. John 8:53. I mean, they painted the picture of Caesar Borgia. They asked him a question, and you get right to the answer. St. John 8:53. Art thou greater than our father Abraham, which is dead, and the prophets are dead? Whom makest thou thyself? So he answered them real quick. You can read the whole thing down. It was very interesting. But verse 58, he answered them. He said, the Mashiach said unto them, verily, verily, truly, truly, I say unto you, before Abraham was, I am. Uh-oh. He said, before Abraham was even born, I am. You see? Then took they up stones to cast at him. But the Mashiach hid himself and went out of the temple, going through the midst of them, and so passed by. He wanted to kill him. He said, before Abraham was, I am. He's I am. In Exodus 3 and 2, in Exodus 3 and 14. He said, I am. Because we're Mashiachim. We ain't just become Mashiachim. Ain't nobody ever deal directly with the Most High. He always had an angel that spoke with us. Spirit that spoke with us. So going back to Ezekiel. 35 and verse 9 or verse 10. Because thou hast said, these two nations and these two countries shall be mine, and we will possess it. Wherefore the Most High was there. He was among us. Therefore, as I live, said the Most High, I will even do according to thine anger, and according to thine envy, which thou hast used out of thy hatred against them. And I will make myself known among them when I have judged thee. And thou shalt know that I am the Most High, and that I have heard all thy blasphemies, which thou hast spoken against the mountains of Israel, saying, they are laid desolate, they are given us to consume. The Most High hearing this. Thus with your mouth ye have boasted against me, and have multiplied your words against me. I have heard them. Thus said the Most High Power, when the whole earth rejoices, I will make thee desolate. As thou didst rejoice at the inheritance of the house of Israel, because it was desolate, so will I do unto thee. Thou shalt be desolate, O Mount Seir, and all Idumea. Look up the word Idumea. It says Edom, Rome. Even all of it. And they shall know that I am the Most High. That's from the Most High. There you go. That's why I tell us in Lamentation 4:22. The punishment of thine iniquity is accomplished, O daughters of Zion. We the daughters of Zion. Zion represents the 12 tribes of Israel. He will no more carry thee, the 12 tribes of Israel, away into captivity. He will visit thine iniquity, O daughter of Edom. See, it's the judgment that's coming. He will discover thy sins. He's going to discover your sins. The things that you're doing that's contrary to the Most High, because you have the rulership in these last days, the very last days, to be able to have the people be righteous or wicked. You chose wickedness. You made for the day of evil, as it says in Proverbs 16:4. So you're doing what you're supposed to do. So it's just a matter of our people, we as the 12 tribes of Israel, you got to fear the Most High. And everyone that hear my voice should be looking at coming back to the laws, statutes, commandments of the Most High, if you think you want to have a